New videos every day.
Where does happiness come from? If there's one thing that advertisers would really like for you to believe, it's that if you buy their products, they're gonna make you happy. So one great example is Coca-Cola, who's actually used the slogan, happiness, or have a Coke and a smile. All of these images making us believe that drinking Coke is gonna make us happy. Now, loads and loads of high fructose corn syrup can do a lot of things, like rot your teeth or cause you to gain massive amounts of weight, but they really don't bring you any kind of true happiness. And what about McDonald's? They've even named one of their menu items a Happy Meal, just to drive home the point that that's gonna make you happy. And booze. Alcohol manufacturers would also love for you to believe that drinking their booze is gonna make you happy. But anybody who's done their share of drinking can tell you that there's a lot of unhappy things that go with drinking as well, like hangovers, DWIs, and vomiting. And even when you do go out and get shit-faced and have a fantastic time, the next morning when you wake up, you don't even remember what the f you did. And then there's the good old porn industry. And gee whiz, does that girl look happy while she's getting gangbanged by the football team. Well, actually, there's nothing very happy about genital warts or herpes or an unwanted pregnancy or a divorce because someone thought that having an affair would make them happier, when the #1 cause of divorce is infidelity. And then there's the pharmaceutical industry, who gives you the message that if you're a sad face, then this one little pill could turn you into a happy face. Side effects may include suicidal thoughts, homicidal ideations, hallucinations, inability to drive or operate a vehicle, dry mouth, and anal leakage. But if you're depressed, ask your doctor about Prozoft. And then you have tampon commercials that make it look like being on your period is kind of like frolicking through the hills in the sound of music, dancing, singing to the birds, floating on a rainbow in the sky. But any woman will tell you that being on your period sucks, and cramps are not fun at all. Advertisers are constantly trying to get you to believe that buying their product is going to make you happy. But you know what's really going to make you happy? Looking below, clicking on the like button, and giving my video a thumbs up. Now, a lot of people say that happiness comes from within. But what does that really mean? And if happiness does come from the inside, then shouldn't there just be some magic button I can click to make myself happy and make all the bad crap in my life not bother me anymore? I mean, if there's one thing that I have learned so far, and that you've probably learned also, it's that life is full of pain. People die, relationships end, there's financial struggles, there's accidents that happen to us, really unfortunate, painful, pretty unhappy things. So if happiness does come from within, then why do people spend so much time trying to find happiness on the outside? I mean, I've done it. You've done it. We say things like, oh, my boyfriend makes me happy, or doing this particular thing I like to do makes me happy. Eating chocolate makes me happy. People even say things like, I'm trying to find happiness, as though it might be hidden at the bottom of your sock drawer, or that you might just find it somewhere, perhaps at the bottom of a beer glass, or at the end of a rainbow. I mean, where is happiness? Have you seen it? Where could it be, and how do I find it? Have you seen my happiness anywhere? I mean, it seems like people look for happiness in all kinds of places. In relationships and sex, in money and the accumulation of stuff, and even in the temporary euphoria found in doing drugs. So the question remains, does happiness come from within or from the outside? I think it's a combination of both. If you actually look at a dictionary definition of happiness, it'll kind of further enforce this idea that it's not completely from the inside, but it's certainly not completely from the outside either. The definition of happy is a feeling of pleasure, delight, or contentment for a particular thing. So if someone says, I just want to be happy, the first question should be, Happy about what? Are you happy with your job, your house, your spouse or loved one? Are you happy with your clothes or your puppy dog? What are you happy or unhappy about? So there's a relationship between you, the conscious being, the consciousness within you, and the external things, the outside things that you are conscious of. Happiness is really just your attitude towards the things in your external life that you experience. If you want to be happy, it's important to understand that happiness is relative, and it's relative to your attitude about the things happening in your life. It's an important distinction to make. Happiness is the attitude, it's not the thing itself. And what I mean by that is that sometimes we consider particular things to be a source of our happiness, but our feeling about those things is not emanating from the thing itself onto us. It's actually coming from us. It's our attitude toward that particular thing. One way that we can clearly see that is that everyone likes different things, and different things make different people happy. If happiness was really just emanating from the object like a Coach purse or a chocolate bar, then every single person would like that thing and glean happiness from it. And some people get happy by the weirdest things, like Satan, or vampires, or other ghoulish, scary, creepy things that don't make me happy at all. So happiness does come from within, but it doesn't just stop right there. It goes on and projects onto the things that you are happy about. So the take-home message of this video is not to make the mistake of thinking that happiness emanates out of the external things around you, or out of the things that you could buy and accumulate. And to recognize that happiness comes from within, it actually emanates from you and projects outward onto the things in your life. So your happiness is really just a reflection of your attitude toward the things in your life. So how do we change our attitude about the things in our life? Well, that's in the next video. And in another video, we're gonna delve into happiness and sex. Good old sexy sex, sexy sex. What the hell does it have to do with happiness? Be sure to subscribe.